everyone, it's Grizz and Taffy, yay!
Hello!
We're in the garage and today I'm taking the seat and Taffy is going to take control of the spanners. We're working on Taffy's ZX6R. Let me give you a closer look. Move out the bloody way. Out the bloody way, woman. Right, look, here's Taffy's, I'm joking. This is Taffy's 2014 ZX6R. Taffy, come back into shot. I'm just joking. I'm being silly. Always playing that to the cameras. So, look, I've got to kind of sort out this height difference, and the easiest thing to do is for me to make myself smaller. So, look, we got a bunch of work to do. Taffy's bike. Not sure how long you've had it now. How long have you had it?
2.5.
Right, 2.5 years, something like that. So she's had it for some time. I don't think it's that long, but she's had it for some time, and I think it's 1.5 years. We need to find out on that. On that. So she's had it for a time. She's not used it much because of flipping lockdown restrictions and everything.
Stop touching it.
At the moment, it's soaring off-road. And we're waiting to be unleashed and freed again to go back on the roads. So I thought this was as good a time as any to get on and do some work. Now we've got a bunch of stuff to do. We've got oil and oil filter, oil courtesy of our, I guess, our channel sponsors, Fuchs Silclean. Thank you guys. We have a bunch of Fuchs products. By the way, guys, if you're watching, I've run out of brake cleaner. I've used so much, it's so good, I've just gone through it like crazy. Love the stuff, but I've run out, so I need some brake cleaner. And we've got a bunch of brake work to do, but I'm going to do, or we're going to do, and more so Taffy is going to do, servicing. So, oil and oil filter, I've just got a generic flipping oil filter. So oil filter, spark plugs done by Taffy, and oil, brake fluid again done by Taffy, and we've got brake pads.
I have to hold it.
Yeah, done by Taffy. Front and rear brake pads. What I want to do, or what I want to teach Taffy to do, is to basically take the brake calipers off, give them a clean up, fit new brake pads. I think we're also going to fit some new braided brake lines. A problem that Taffy has always had with her bike, and I think has always been an issue. Let me give you a bit of a walk over the bike. I'm going to talk a bit more about it. Oh, before I go there though, first of all, also RNG, thank you guys. Chris Golds. Chris Golds at RNG. Thank you, mate. He sent us some Aero crash bungs, which are going to replace the cheapo ones we've got on there at the moment. And some swing arm bobbins as well, crash bungs to go on the back. As we know, Taffy does like to make use of those crash bungs, so they're excellent. Yeah, so thank you very much, guys. So a huge thank you to Fuchs Silclean, as always, for sorting us out with all the bits and pieces. RNG, thank you very much again. Chris Golds at RNG. But anyway, that's enough of me plugging all these companies. Let's have a look at Taffy's bike, a closer look, and I'll talk a bit more with you about her bike. About her bike. It's amazing. Let's have a look. Right, I mean, so Taffy's bike. This is Taffy's bike, and it's her first bike after passing her test. 2014 ZX6R. It's probably not the most wisest of choices as a first bike, but it was your baby.
Second, technically.
Second?
Well,
what? Yeah, you had your 125, but it's your first big bike after you passed your test. Now this bike is lovely. It's a beautiful bike. I personally love riding it. I know it's Taffy's baby, and I can completely understand why. It's got an amazing M4 shorty exhaust system, which is basically just the end can, the catalytic converters being removed. It's standard downpipes and has the M4 exhaust. And as any of you know that have watched any of the videos on this bike and Taffy riding it, or myself, it sounds stupendous. It's loaded with carbon fibre. Carbon fibre covers on the rear swing arm. It's got a lovely carbon fibre front mudguard, which I can hardly get to. Let's have a look around here, which is just gorgeous. But otherwise, it's kind of standard-ish. The crash bungs that are on there have had a little bit of a workout by the previous owner and Taffy. None to her fault, to be honest. It was a load of gravel on a side road. A lot of you have seen that. But we're going to upgrade these crash bungs with RNG aero ones. And also on the back here, we're going to change these swing arm bobbins for the RNG ones. These down here, sorry. But yeah, carbon fibre heel rests. Or foot guard, shall I say, a bit in RNG protection here on the tank, other bits and pieces, LSL kind of levers, what else, RNG bar ends, which have done a really good job.
That was amazing.
Yeah, they really saved the bike, didn't they? And they've done a grand job a few times, haven't they? So yeah, that is excellent. Now the bike, I'm thinking what we need to do, I'm thinking we need to strip this bike down.
We do.
And I think we need to basically strip it right down and have a look at it all over and give it a damn good sorting, a good seeing too. What can we do? Basically, I'm thinking...
like to hear that.
Yeah, everyone likes hearing that. But anyway, Taffy there, check her out. Yeah, so ZX6R, let's get it done. Punisher's over there with the Hayabusa, and the BMW is waiting its turn for more work. Sorry, the garage is a bit of a mess, but it's always a bit tight space in here to get things done. Hold on a sec. Right, I can catch me breath now and have a sip of tea. Cheers, everyone. Tea up. Where's your tea?
Where's my tea? Oh.
She made me tea. Have you got a tea?
I got a tea.
Oh, she's got a tea. Have you got a tea, everyone? Everyone's got their tea. Cheers.
Cheers.
So, tea drinkers. So, yeah, strip down the bike, get it right down. Other things I want to do is also get on and do things like the air filter. I don't know what's in the bike. We don't know if it's a standard filter in there, if there's a K&N filter of sorts, a serviceable filter. So we need to get down to the filter and have a look and see what's in there and service that accordingly. As I say, get down and do the spark plugs. As far as I'm aware, they've probably not been done for some time. This bike previously had has got a full service history, so I'm expecting things to be in good order. But things that have always been a bit of an issue has been the brakes. The front brakes have always been quite weak, haven't they?
Yeah.
So that was my first thought on this bike. We need to give the brakes some serious attention. So we've got new brake pads, got brake fluid. I think I'm going to order some braided brake lines. I might have a chat with RNG and see if we can get some braided brake lines for it. On the front.
That'd be nice,
wouldn't it? So I think that's going to be good. That's a thing that has to happen from a safety standpoint. Other things that we need to do, and I need to have a closer look at, but I'm pretty sure that need doing, are things like chain and sprocket. So I know towards the end of last year when we were riding, I said to you, we went over and put new tyres on, didn't we? And I said new chain and sprocket. So new chain and sprocket as well. Yeah, basically.
I'm quite excited for this.
Oh yeah, also lowering links.
Yeah.
Lowering links, can I see that properly? Yeah, so we've got some links. It's quite a tall bike, and Taffy is a bit of a short ass.
I got short legs.
Yeah, I'm not particularly tall, so yeah, we're going to make it a little bit lower for
excited for
Taffy
this. Try it on.
and see if that kind of makes things better. The only thing I've always been a little bit kind of not liking messing around with the ride height too much is upsetting the handling, and this bike, it kind of is such a good handling bike, it would be a shame to mess it up. So I'm hoping that these lowering links aren't going to make a massive difference. I think there's quite a few different ones you can choose from. I'm not sure which kit this is. I'll find out which one it was again, and see how it goes and give you some feedback back on using a lowering kit. So that's going to happen as well, and just basically strip the bike down and see what things we find as we go along. If anything needs replacing, we will do. I know it needs some light bulbs, a side light and a headlight bulb. I know that needs doing as well. MOT is out on this at the moment, so we'll be getting it ready for the MOT. Virtually nearly all of the bikes now need an MOT, so yeah, there's a lot of work needed to be done just to make sure they're MOT ready. But I'm always trying to think on a higher level than just doing an MOT. This is Taffy's bike, so I want it absolutely spot on. There'll be no corners cut on this like I was messing around with the Punisher. When it's me and my bike, me taking the risks, then I can be a little bit more blasé about it. But for Taffy, I just want it to be spot on.
Proper job.
Proper job. And if I'm not happy, you know, I'm good in the garage, I can work on the bikes, but if there's anything I feel is above my skill set, then I'll be passing the work on. But as I see at the moment, it's work that Taffy and I can both do. But we'll see how it goes. So yeah, we're going to strip it down, see what we can find. Hopefully we won't spend a massive money, and yeah, keep costs down. But if it needs to be done, it'll be getting done basically. So let's crack on. First things first, what we need to do is get eyes on the thing get out of the way. First of all, I think we're gonna strip off the fairing, strip all this kind of plastics off, get it down to the bare bones. I think we're gonna take all of the plastics off and the tank and get it down to bare bones and see what we're dealing with. Also, Taffy, if it gets too cold out here, because it gets flipping cold, we're gonna probably take the bike into the lounge.
Don't let the neighbours hear it.
Yeah, don't let the neighbours know. But I've already got the Ducati in there, but I was thinking about starting off and doing things like oil change and brake cleaning in the lounge, but it's going to make a flipping mess. I've got a load of cardboard in readiness for taking it into the lounge, but at first, strip down process and maybe do things like the oil change and get those brakes sorted, and then we may move this into the lounge if the weather gets colder. But it's been very cold out here, but at the moment today the heaters have been on full blast and it's not too bad. So anyway, enough talking.
Let's get busy.
Let's get busy. Let's get busy.
Busy.
Let's get it stripped down.
Yay.
we've currently been having a few struggles. We keep finding screws and nuts and bolts that are actually missing. So I mean, like some quite important ones as well. Like, you know, like on some fitting points, there's a bolt there, and others there's not.
Rusty ones.
And there's some rusty. Someone's used like. Well, we haven't managed to get one out yet, but it's a little bit like a flat head like this, no rounding, just like a flat head like that, Allen head, and then put a nut on the back of it. Now, in most kind of instances on fairings and things like that, they use stuff like they do, how can I show you? Yeah, like this. Usually they use like these rubber, almost like well, what this is, a screen kind of nut and screw, which compresses and holds on, and when you undo it, this kind of stays where it is. Sometimes they can rust in place, and you can put like a pliers behind it and then undo it. But someone has just put a long thread through, let's say for instance something like that, with a nut on the back, and the thread is all rusted and the nut is rusted in place. So then you end up getting your Allen key in it, and you kind of turn it around, and the nut sits on there, and it just all turns around. You don't loosen it off. So we've got that in a few places on the front fairing. Let me show you a few places that are being a problem. First of all, first casualty of the day, Taffy cut her finger.
I need a medic.
Poor love.
This is just outrageous. This is too much.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll claim on your no claims bonus something or other. But anyway, yeah, places really hard to actually see. I think this fairing is actually one step off of falling off. So I might even still be able to get it off and then work on it when it's off the bike. I'm trying to show you, like, where we got up here. There's like, you can't really actually see, guys. I think what I'm going to do to save actually kind of messing around too much, I think the fairing is like one step off of falling off the bike. So I'm going to see if we can get it to fall off the bike.
So there has been a few surprises. There's screws missing.
Yeah. But we're going to see.
About it. No, I'm not happy about that.
No, she's not happy about it. There was a bunch missing, actually. Whoever had this apart, I can only presume someone at some part. I'm not going to start pointing fingers at who's ever done this, but like on one of these main fairing fitting points going from the headlight bracket onto the fairing, this one, there was one, but on the opposite side, down here, there wasn't a screw, there's nothing holding it in place, and that's happened in a few places now. So yeah, it's been a bit,
surprises.
Yeah, a bit rubbish. So anyway, we're going to see if we can just get this front fairing off, and then attack it when it's off the bike. It's going to be much easier. Right, getting up against it a bit, but I managed to get out one. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Someone has put a bunch of these aftermarket threads on screws with just a nut, whoops, which the nut just is rusted in place, and access to those areas is super bad. And yeah, you don't want that kind of, trying to get that kind of thing out of a really tight space, because I need to get on something like the spanner on that end and an Allen key on the other end, and it's rusted in place and it just keeps turning round and round. but the area is too small to get the spanner in. So this isn't really what we want to be dealing with. Like I said, we want to be dealing with those little kind of rubber grommets, and then they turn out easy or easier. So I've got a bunch I can't get off, so I'm gonna keep going at it and I'll report back to you when I've got that done. Right, so as you can see, the fairing is off. That really didn't come off in the way I was expecting it to be honest. A lot of the time when you're doing these jobs for the first time, it's a little bit kind of going steadily and seeing if you can get it apart without too much hassle. But the main hassle behind any of this was someone fitting aftermarket flipping screws and nuts, and you can see in places in here, if I can show you, really hard to get to access areas. So it probably worked, well, it did work for someone putting it together, but now some years on we're trying to get it apart, and it's really hard. But at least now I can get it apart and get some proper nuts and bolts for it, some standard ones. A few worrying things, like when I took it off, the rectifier, one of the switches connected to it literally just fell off, so I don't think that was connected properly, which isn't cool. One of the indicator wires just literally fell straight off. Yeah, frustrating, but we've stripped it down. Now we can get on and do other fiddly jobs, which are going to be a lot easier to do, taking care of the headlights. There's a headlight bulb off in here. Can you see that one, Taff?
There it is.
Can you see that?
There it is. It's going to get fixed.
It's going to get fixed.
Little things.
Yeah. So there we go. Nuts and bolts. What a pain, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, don't put dodgy nuts and bolts on your bike. Not cool.
Not cool.
No. That's naughty. I know you won't do it, but don't do it.
Do it. Don't do it.
Do it, don't do it.
Right, so I think we're going to cut it there. That should be enough for the first vlog. Not a lot of work being done, just kind of stripping down. That really slowed us down trying to get those bits off. I was concerned for a time there that we wouldn't get them off or possibly damage the fairing.
It was tricky.
But it's off, and I will strip that down, or we'll strip that down together more so, and look into getting some standard nuts and bolts. And on the next one, we will get on and do some more of the servicing bits and pieces. Well, Taffy will anyway. I'm just going to watch.
Wee.
So what have you learned today, Taffy?
I've learned don't put dodgy nuts or bolts on your bikes. I know you won't do it, but don't do it, kids. Make people's life really hard.
Yeah.
We made it though.
We made it. So there's your lesson for today. Don't do dodgy nuts and bolts.
Nope.
Right, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Thank you again for watching. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.